Alrighty guys, so today we're going to be making a tier list of all the Rainbow Six Siege operators. This one's not as long as I want it to be. I usually prefer having 6 or 7 categories, but today we're just going to have to work with this. Yeah, I'm recording this on the iPhone, so it'll be a little bit scuffed, but we're just gonna start with the operators and go from there. Ace, I just figured out how to switch my screen to this. So Ace is 100% an S tier operator. He is the best hard breacher in my opinion. He's got AK-12, which is not my favorite weapon, because as a fuse main, I got so used to the LMG that the AK is kind of weird to me. But it is a really good weapon overall. He's got the M1014, not the best shotgun, but one of my favorites. Probably my second, only second to Ella. And yeah, he's the only one who has a hard breaching gadget that you can throw from really far away and open without complications like Habana. It takes a little while, at least for me on Xbox, to switch between everything and figure out how to get it perfect and stuff. Ace is kind of chucking on the wall and it opens up. It doesn't all open up at once either. It opens up in 2 little sections, so you can shoot through it as it's going down. Has some cover, right? He's also got smokes and breach charger, which is pretty nice. And yeah, overall, I think he's probably the best hard breacher. Definitely the best hard breacher. Doesn't open up the biggest surface, but it's the ability to not to be able to chug it from so far away without having to press anything to kind of switch between modes. You just kind of chuck it on the wall and it opens up. It's pretty dang great. We got Alibi. Alibi. I'm gonna put Alibi as a B tier. Normally, I think on the ones I've seen, they were 6 or 7 tiers, like I said. So I'm gonna have to kind of shove people into general categories now. But the Alibi, her gadget is cool because it's one of those gadgets that's just no one's gonna fall for this, but actually a lot of people do fall for it. I think that's pretty dang good. She also has the X, the Storm X9 or something like that. Her Storm, her SMG is insane. Really, really good gun. I aced with that gun in 30 seconds. It's really good. And she's also got the meme shotgun if you want to use that. Ash is an A tier. Now S tier is only going to be reserved for the most useful, best operators. Ash is one of those ops that anyone can use, right? I don't think she's up there with my favorites, which there's only going to be a few of those operators that you can always rely on, but Ash is one of those ops that anyone can run. Super duper good gadget, and then super duper good gun. Both of her guns are good, but her R4C is just insane, and she has no hitbox, so I think Ash is pretty self-explanatory. And now Amaru, I'm an Amaru main in quick match, just because I want to get into sight and get kills, just if I'm having fun. I'm gonna put her at C because she's not a good operator, right? Her ability, I mean, it literally takes 10 seconds away that you can now use to fight, which is good, especially if they're on the second floor and stuff to rush in. But here's what happens most of the time, not necessarily with me, but with what I see a lot of people do, is you say, hey, I'm gonna rush into sight, so you rush into sight, and then you instantly die to a frost matter. They just start shooting the window. Her guns, her Supernova is trash, but her secondaries, SMG-11 and that ITA or whatever, mirror shotgun is really good. Her LMG, only 50 rounds, but that angle grip saves my life a lot of the time. I'd say she's a pretty good op. Aruni, I'll put Aruni at B tier because here's the thing about Aruni. She does have a DMR, but it's only got the 1.5, so it's not the best for spawn peeking. But at the same time, it's a DMR, so it is the best for spawn peeking. But I feel like they kind of gave her that just to make her a good spawn picker, but people would still use Jaeger because Jaeger's Jaeger. That's kind of what you do with him. Her ability is really good. It doesn't do much damage, which I like, but in burning utility, I feel like just run a Jaeger. Just run a Jaeger or a Wamai, and it'll burn the exact same amount of utility, if not more. Right, and the laser gates, as good as they are, I mean, really don't stop much because you just have somebody on the team bring like smokes or flashes, and you just chuck one in there. Or a drone, actually. Just literally chuck your drone in there. But yeah, it's the thing about her is her P10 Roni, pretty dang amazing. Yeah, I think she's just a middle tier. Like, she's good, but there's a lot of better options in her. It's just a mediocre B tier. Bandit. Bandit would be S tier, but there's Cade. I'm gonna put Bandit at B tier. Unpopular opinion. MP7, not my favorite gun. No, that's a bad gun. Insane iron sights, but it's just not my favorite. It feels like it's a little bit just like in that like mediocre range where you feel like you kind of can't do much with it, like you don't got much range or anything like that. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. Is his shotgun's really good, but slow fire rate. SMG, like MP7, it's really good. It's just there's nothing particularly special about it, and his bandit batteries are basically completely useless unless you're bandit tricking, which is, from what I've seen, even like in Pro League, a little bit harder to pull off and not necessarily the most useful thing. But also, yeah, you can just run Cade and get like hatches, and you can get like 4 things at once, like through floors. Like it's really good. Blackbeard, I really like Blackbeard. I got the crane railing for his AR. I was really happy, and that kind of made me run Blackbeard. And now that I've ran him, that kind of made me run Blackbeard a lot more. And now that I've ran him probably like 20 times or so now, I realize why he gets banned so much. I mean, his rifle shield alone doesn't have much health, but the fact that it can save you from a headshot is insane. And I really feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like I need like a in between A and B tier, because Blackbeard would be in that. But yeah, Blackbeard, reliable op. I can see why he gets banned. Okay, I swear to gosh, I didn't plan this. Blitz is next. I was exactly thinking about Blitz when I did Blackbeard. I want to put Blitz above Blackbeard, but Blackbeard isn't just a mediocre operator. You see where like the dilemma's at? Blitz, oh my goodness, Blitz is really good. I bought the battle pass for this season when I was really high up. I got like 13 alpha packs. Something when I opened them, I got a bunch of stuff for Blitz. I think I got a headgear, body gear that I really wanted, and then skin for his gun. Then I just bought a skin for his shield that looks like 2 men kissing. I don't know why, but it does. Blitz, he's so good. Like, I always thought Montaigne was the best shield operator just because he could block everything. But then now I realize, like, that's not the case. Like, Blitz, so maneuverable. You can run without getting shot because you can keep your shield up. That's kind of one of his, like, passive abilities that no one that at least I've ever talked to really realizes it until they're in the moment running at someone. Right? And the fact that you can blind people is so good because you got 4 of those, and then you run smokes. So you smoke out the area, you walk in, and people start shooting there, like into the smoke cloud. But you got your shield up, you sprint to them and blind them, like. And then he's also got Jaeger's pistol. Like he's a really good op. I'm gonna put him at 8 tier. Buck, I don't like Buck. I'm gonna be real. Buck is C for me. His DMR is really good. His AR is pretty good. But his shotgun, I always press Y and switch to his pistol because I'm so used to switching between guns if I want like a secondary shotgun. So it just feels kind of useless. It almost feels useless. Like if you could just run Sledge. I know he has a lot more like area he clears out, but like there's just other alternatives. Capital put at C. I know he's good, but I almost never see him ran. His guns are both pretty good, but they're not out of the ordinary in my opinion, and his fire just seems to always kill the hostage if you're playing hostage, and it's pretty dang easy to avoid. So he's cool, but he's not like needed. Castle, ooh, this is where I really need a lot more tiers. Castle, I'm gonna put a B tier. Castle's good. He's simple, right? You just block out the enemy, but I feel like when even like Sledge's hammer can break it, then it's like not the most useful. If you have soft breaches. I feel like it should require a hard breach charge, and that would make him so much better. Cav, I'm gonna put Cav at A tier. I see a lot of people like trashing on her, like, oh, she's so bad. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure fast is up in the game, because I think she's a 3-speed, and then her ability makes her faster. Completely silent when, in a game all about hearing. Her pistol is like a 1 or 2 tap, and it knocks people, which would normally be bad, except she can interrogate people, and you can literally track the entire enemy's team on attack, and know all of their, like, operators. So, if people just used her more, I feel like that would be like a game changer. Clash, D tier. I have a legendary for Clash, and I am not happy. You know, her SMG is really good, her shield's really good, but here's the thing, is all she is annoying. She doesn't bring anything to the team. She can make for some cool clips, but like literally, she's kind of like Montana, except Montana actually takes like skill, like it actually has an algorithm to like getting the plant off. Clash, you can just kind of stand there in a corner, wait for people to get distracted, then you pull out your gun and kill them. She's just kind of brainless. Doc, I'm gonna put at B tier. I'll put him at C tier. I feel like, you know, his P90, good meme gun. His shotgun, good meme gun, especially for those like long range one taps. MP5, even though he doesn't have ACOG anymore, he's got the, I'm pretty sure he's got the custom hollow. He's got the 1.5, unless they removed that in the latest patch, but I don't think they did. And then I'm not a fan of vertical grip, but it's fine. He can res his teammates from far away, but I feel like the fact that he only has 3 and only heals you for 40 is not the best. I feel like if they gave him 4 or 5 and made them do like 50 each or something like that, like even that would be game changing. Dokkaebi, I'll put Dokkaebi at C tier. She doesn't have an automatic primary. She does have Bikini Bodhi meme gun, but her DMR is really good. Her EBR DMR is really good. But, yeah, just the fact she doesn't have an automatic primary. I mean, her secondary SMG is really good. SMG 12 is, like, unrealistic. Like, if you even say you can control that recoil, like, you're lying, because it just goes all over the place, so you might as well not run that. Her ability, although it's really good to hear her like everybody is, this is where more tiers would come in handy, because then it wouldn't feel like I'm putting her so low. But D tier is basically going to be like bad to like terrible. So Clash would be like lowest of the low, but like I have to put her alongside Glaz, friends. Let's go ahead and put Glaz here. Glaz's gun needs to be able to move. He needs to be able to move in smokes. I think he should be able to not get blinded by flashes, so you can kind of run into a room when it gets flashed and then scope it out. That would be kind of cool. That's the same problem with Warden, as where you have to stand still, and his DMR. Like, I've literally knocked people, like I've literally knocked Docs before, and unloaded my entire mag into him, and the weird kind of recoil slash almost like inaccuracy of the gun causes me to die almost every time. Echo, I'm gonna put Echo at B tier. I'm not the biggest fan of Bomb in general, but for competitive, he's really good. Right, like he's really good. Denying the plant, insane. I'll go ahead and put him. Denying the plant is insane. His gun is really good. His MP5 suppressed. I don't know what you call it. I'm a fan of all MP5s in this game, especially MP5K. That's probably my favorite SMG. So I like that he has a suppressed one. But his gadget, unless you're really denying the plant, like in any other situation, now that it's not invisible, like it's kind of just, people see it on the ceiling and shoot it, and if they don't, you hit them with it, and then they turn around and shoot you, and then it doesn't really do much to you. Ella, I love Ella. I'm gonna put Ella at A. Her gadget is Echo's thing, except it explodes within a radius, so you can put it on a doorway. Instead of having to wait for it to recharge, you just stick it on a doorway, or you chuck it at someone, distorts them. You have one of the best SMGs in the game. That just, a lot of people say it's considered an LMG. I don't think that I'm pretty sure 30 round SMG is an LMG, but whatever. Right? She's super duper good on that part. Her shotgun is, I run her shotgun every time. Her shotgun is just do you want to absolutely run through people and destroy walls in the process? Run her. Finka, I know for keyboard and mouse, the boost, like the adrenaline boost, the recoil thing's really bad, but I don't play on keyboard and mouse. I play on Xbox, so for me it's good. Yeah, her adrenaline boost is really, really good in my opinion, just because I play on Xbox. She's got Fuse LMG, my favorite gun in the entire game, so I can rock Black Ice on that if I want to flex. She's got the Spear, which is literally the AK-12, but like so much better. And then she's also got the Sausage, which I think they should give a Mario, which is literally just my dream on attack, which is for an operator with Sausage. Back in the like level 20 day, when I used to be a Capcom Sausage main, I realized Finka had it, and I was like, dude, I have to buy Finka. It's not that good an attack, that's why I think they should give it to a Mario, but yeah, that pretty much explains why I like Finka. And not to mention she can res people from across the map, so that's pretty good. Here we go, my boy Fuse, my main Fuse. Very unpopular opinion, but as a 98, level 98, almost level 100, Fuse is my favorite operator in the game still. My first alpha pack ever, I got Black Ice for his LMG, and that's why I've kind of never been the hugest fan of his AK. But if you want to run the insane LMG that does more damage than the AK, has that custom ACOG, which is my favorite sight in the game. I guess his AK has that too. But it looks stupid on the AK, that's my excuse. And you want almost no recoil and to literally walk, like you can literally hold, like there's so many games that I've won because it's been like a 1v2 and I've just held down the trigger and picked every corner, and like you don't have to worry about anything. Because everyone's like, well, when it comes to reload, it takes long. Well, that's the thing, is you don't have to reload. Also, yeah, AK-12 for those keyboard and mouse players who don't have to worry about recoil, and those people like me who aren't maniacs and realize, hey, if a gun has recoil, you should probably run vertical grip. Yeah, I run angle grip on anything if it's possible. It's still a really good gun. It's just, yeah, I don't think it's what everybody says it is. I just feel like if they gave it to more operators that could use it a lot better, like for instance, if they gave like Blackbeard AK-12 or something, just make him an absolutely unstoppable force, like that would be cool. But like, I can't really think of, honestly, many people it would work good on. I think it works good on Fuse, but like, you know, it's still not my favorite. Goyle here. D. See, this is where Clash and Glaz would be below Goyle. But Goyle is, here's the thing. When it used to count as a TK, if they killed the hostage, it was really, really funny to like set up the shields and then bait him into shooting it. That was kind of the strat, right? Well, he's got the Vector, he's got the slug shotgun, which I don't think I've ever once gotten a kill with. Kind of useless because he's got the Vector, right? Which is really good, except his ability. Like, if you wanted to run the Vector, literally run Mirror. She's one of the best operators in the game. For everything from newcomer to actual, like, literally Pro League Finals, World Champion type crap. Literally, Goyo has almost no use, because Goyo is that operator that, you know, someone who shoots, it's kind of like Smoke, except Smoke's actually controllable, right? You set that thing up as a normal shield, or even like in a doorway, where you're not like constantly aiming at something to shoot it, you're just going to end up TKing your teammates, and like if they shoot it, and you're also going to probably kill yourself. The only strat I have with it is Canal. When you go to that upstairs side that kind of looks like a control room, you hide in the closet, and on top of the stairs you look on the cams, put a C4 on your Goyle thing, wait for people to push up the stairs and light them up. Most of the time the C4 does the work anyways, but the shield kind of adds an extra bit of like they can't really leave. They're like kind of trapped in there unless they jump over the shield, and you can flush the rest of them out if there are any more. So yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I've ever seen him be good on, is a stairway that you can watch a camera on, that you can also hide it in a very, very close reinforced place, and you have to run the C4. So it's kind of complicated. Gridlock, I'm gonna put Gridlock at C tier. She has a really good AUG. Her LMG is literally just Capitel's LMG. So it's good, except here's the only problem. Her ability, which is amazing for plant denial, actually isn't that amazing when you can literally just shoot it. Like I'm pretty sure they're one shot. It's been a few weeks since I've played Siege. I'm kind of rusty. I'm pretty sure they're one shot, but I haven't ran Gridlock in a long while. And yeah, like it's amazing when you think about it. Like, oh, I'm just gonna block out the entire room, except then they can just spam their trigger. So yeah, she's good, except if the enemy team, like, if they're like a 3-speed. Is there even a 3-speed on defense? I don't know what I'm talking about. If they're like Vigil or someone, they can just destroy all of them, or like throw an impact grenade and just like destroy all of your tracks, which do take a long time to deploy, by the way. So I feel like if they made her tracks each like 2 or 3 shots, that would be pretty nice. And right now, I feel like that plant denial, it just isn't how like people imagine it in their heads. Hibana, C tier. C tier. I'm gonna put her at, I don't know, B tier, just cause I don't know, everybody else has the hard breach secondary gadget. I'll put her at B tier because you can now choose how much you want to open up, so you can like draw things on the wall with your hard breach device. So that's pretty cool. But like, the thing about Hibana is she's kind of like Ace, except with more, right? Like you can pick how many pellets now to save a lot of utility, because I feel like Ace kind of made her useless. Her gun's pretty good. Shotgun is trash. Secondaries are okay, just like Echo. And yeah, I just feel like you might as well run Ace, but then again, she still is a very, very ranged hard breacher. So I mean, if you want to run her, that's fine by me. Iana, I'm gonna put Iana. I know it's Yana, but Iana, Iana. That's how I pronounce it. I'll put her at C tier. She's really good for intel, really good for baiting the enemy, but you can't break anything. So I always feel like I'll like be right outside of sight. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw my drone in there. So I'll get on my drone, and then I'll drone in, and then I'll realize, oh wait, they have it barricaded off, or they just instantly shoot it, and I don't know where they came from. So it's kind of like if you watch the YouTube videos where they're hitting insane clips. It's like a Mara, right? Like that's not what happens most of the time with her. Yeah, her guns are really, really good though. She's got like Buck's pistol as a secondary, I think. Yeah, her secondaries are, or sorry, her primaries are really good. She's got grenades, which is always really good. Yeah, I just feel like they should make some little, like, not necessarily passive, but like little quality of life adjustments to her. IQ. I'll put her at B. IQ is a strange case. IQ is, you can see like everything, right? Like, I mean, you can be like, oh, there's a gadget on the ceiling right here. That's probably a Valk cam, or there's one on this door. That's probably a Capcan trap. But it's only electronics, which is fine because most of the Defender gadgets are electronics. I think you might even be able to see Pulse's scanner. I don't know though. But here's the thing: is unless you have comms, you can't give your team the intel. Right? She got really good guns. She's got the IQ LMG. Well, she has IQ. Sorry, the Omara LMG. She's got the AUG, which is not my favorite gun, but it's pretty good from what I've seen. She's got the 5.52 Commando, which is also a really, really good gun. She's got a lot of uniqueness to her because she's kind of that selfish operator that if you have comms isn't so selfish, but like she doesn't add a ton to the team, but also she can see the enemy's electronics. So it's I'll just keep her at B for now. This is where more tiers would come in handy. Jackal, oh my goodness, Jackal, no question about it. I would say Jackal I've seen banned more than Thatcher, even though Thatcher's like the most banned. Now that he's nerfed, I'm definitely gonna say Jackal is probably the most banned op that at least I see in unranked and ranked. just the fact that it has that really good AR that I don't know why I went from really good recoil control to not being able to control recoil with at all. And I still run angle grip, but yeah, he's still a really good operator. I got the PW. I don't know why you'd run it because it's the exact same thing as the other gun, but with more damage at far range and 30 more shots. Sorry, 20 more shots, except it does like 10 less base damage, I'm pretty sure. Something like around 10 or something. I don't know why you'd run it because it doesn't have a higher fire rate or anything, but yeah, he's got the terrible primary shotgun, but he's also got the exact same thing pretty much as a secondary shotgun or the really good pistol. So all in all, just a really good operator. He doesn't have the best like smoke bombs and claymore. That's not the best, but it's fine because all of his other stuff is so OP. Jaeger. Jaeger is an interesting case. Jaeger's not my favorite. The thing about Jaeger is after the nerf to him, that it was kind of like a nerf and a buff because they don't automatically burn out, but after the nerf to him, I call it a nerf. Like his gun, I have black eyes for his gun, so I when I first got a decent amount of playtime in with him, and I started to realize his recoil is pretty dang good, but unless you're spawn peeking, his gun, like it's an AR, right? But if you're anything besides, like for instance, I have a strat on Skyscraper where you sit in the bedroom, like in a bedroom, you sit in the closet and you open up a little hole in the barricade in the wall to watch the window into the closet. Like if you're not at that range or farther, then his gun is always going to be beat by any sort of SMG or just better AR. But the fact that he has extended barrel and he's the only, I'm pretty sure only AR, at least classified on defense. I would consider like Vigil's gun and stuff an AR. But yeah, that's just the fact that he's an amazing spawn peeker and his gadget's really good, but also there's Wamai. He's an A tier. Normally it would be an S tier for most people, and it probably would have been for me if they would have maybe given his gadget like a buff. But other than that, he's a really good operator, really reliable. It's just I'm not amazing with him because I don't spawn peek. Frost, I'm gonna put at B. Frost is that op that's like she's got guns that feel like they would be really bad. She's got a gadget that feels like they would be really bad, but her 9mm, her shotgun's really good, first of all, just for shotgun meta. Her SMG, or I guess not. See, like, I would consider that, like, a mix between an SMG and an AR. I don't know. Her 9mm C1 is, I guess it is 9mm, but that is one of those guns that's like, everyone's like, oh, it has a really slow fire rate, but, actually, it kills a lot of people, and their gadget kills a lot of people too, even though it's easily avoidable, so that's pretty cool. Cade. I gotta go through this faster, I'm sorry, but Cade, I'm gonna go to S tier with Cade, because Cade he's not one of my favorites. I don't really run him that much, but just the fact that, like, when I do run him, there's so many things you can do with him. Like, literally have someone go up and reinforce hatch on Cafe, right? Like, Cafe, here's a strat. You run Mira and Cade, right? You have someone go and reinforce hatch above, what's it called? You have someone go and reinforce hatch above the little, like, freezer room. Put a mirror on that door, on that wall after it's been reinforced, and then you get all three. You get the two walls and the hatch, and then you have completely electrocuted, no way in except for walking past the mirror. So it's pretty dang good, and then you put the mirror somewhere else. But that I'll talk about that if I ever do a video on like strats. It's just it's like basically makes Bandit look useless in my opinion because he's got the really bad shotgun, the slug, but he's got a really good AUG. He's got, what else does he have? I think he's got a C4. he's got device that can electrocute hatches. He can do things through floors and walls. Like he can get a lot more than Bandit out of just one of his things. Kali's gonna be a C tier for me. She's a really fun op to run. You can hit some really cool like quick scopes and no scopes with her, and that's always what I'm like, oh, Kali's so fun, but then I play her the next game, and then I start to realize like I think her lance can take out things on the other side of a wall, like a hard breach wall, so like Bandit things, which I'm pretty sure I've seen that, which is really good, except there's Thatcher. And her sniper, they're kind of trying to make adjustments to her, but like I feel like she already has really good secondaries. I kind of feel like they just need to make her sniper like a one-shot to almost everybody. She's kind of a weird operator that like she can be used really good in ranked, but I wouldn't run her unless I was just memeing. Capkin. Oh my goodness, Capkin. Nobody runs Capkin. Capkin is 100% S tier. And the reason for that is he's got the sausage, which is a really good meme gun, but I mean it's the first gun I aced with. It's actually a really good shotgun. He's got the really good custom sights on his guns, just like Fuse and Tachanka. He's got five of his gadgets, right? So I mean most of the time 5 isn't enough to cover everywhere you'd like, but like if you can put them on like unique places on the map that not many people would expect, and then put like a couple on the way into sight, you can basically get people when they least expect it. It's really, really good. He's also got C4 and impacts, really, really good op. Legion, I'm put at B. His thing is really good because he can't sprint. It kind of hits you slowly over time, which I feel like it might need to do more damage. But yeah, he's got one of my favorite shotguns in the game, which is one of those guns that no one ever thinks is good until you put it in the hands of me, because apparently the guns that everybody hates I'm good with. I don't know why. He's also got the T5, which as an Oryx main I do really like. And yeah, just really, really good if you can know where to put his needles, because they do regenerate, which is good. Lion, I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. I'm trying to go faster on this. Lion is definitely a C tier, because his ability is good, except you can just stop moving. He used to be like above S tier, like literally best op in the game back when he first came out, but now he doesn't have his wall hacks. His ability is still really good, but you know, I'll put him at B tier, because in like pro league and stuff, like obviously you can just like stop moving and it's a lot easier, but in quick match, unranked, and even ranked, he still gets a lot of pings, especially if you don't know where side is. If you don't know where side is, just hit that. Most of the time they won't expect it, because they'll be like, oh, I didn't find this, I have more time to go like reinforce and stuff, and then it hits them. Also got the Vector with some kind of weird recoil. He's got the really good DMR, and he's got the one-tap shotty, so that's pretty cool. Maestro. I'm going to put Maestro at A, because he's got the only LMG on defense, which as an LMG lover, oh my goodness, is really fun. Doesn't have ACOG anymore, but that's fine, because that was just overpowered. He's got the meme shotgun. He can literally like shoot people. He can put his gadget on the floor, especially if you're on keyboard and mouse. You can like flick around the backside, right? You open that thing up, you shoot, they go to shoot at you, you flick it around, and like it's kind of like a slow process of just going back and forth, but eventually you'll get a lot of kills, a lot of assists, and it's also a camera. It's also a camera, so you can mark the enemy. It's just really good overall. Zero, I'm gonna put at B tier. Zero's got MP7, not one of my favorite guns, but a lot of people's. Zero's got what's it called? A mix between Finka's AK, or the Finka's Spear, which is better than the AK, and the AK. So kind of like this, like middle ground between the AK and Finka's Spear. Really, really, really good gun. Really sick legendary skin. He also has his gadget, which can be deployed like literally almost anywhere. The only reason I'm talking so much like good about him is because I watched a Bikini Bodhi video yesterday on him, because I realized I never really ran him. I've only run him like 5 times, and I started to realize that you can literally put it like miles high into the sky and see the entire map, and you can literally, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can, but I want to test this, which is like, I'm pretty sure you might be able to like destroy like gadgets like a Twitch drone. So if you can put it on like a wall, like a mirror wall, turn around, destroy like the mirror thing, like if that's possible, then he's going to A tier. But I don't know for 100% fact, but he's just really good. And Splinter Cell, I remember I used to watch my dad play that, so I kind of have a connection to Splinter Cell. Maverick is going to be an A tier. Just the fact that he's not like opening the wall hard breach, but I still consider him a hard breach, because if you can make a hole, chuck a nade it, like especially on like something like Band Electrified, right? Like you have nades, right? Really, really good DMR. And then the M4. Really, really good gun. In general, if you can open up a wall, like a little tiny hole, shoot in there, kill all the people in there that you can see, and then chuck a nade in there, take out like a bandit battery, and then get like an actual hard breacher. Like he is, I can see why he's banned a lot. Malusi is going to be an A tier just because she has MP5. She did have the T5, but now she's got MP5, which is fine because that's also a really good gun. I probably like it better than the T5, honestly, but she's got the MP5. She's got Ella pistol. She's got Frost shotgun. It's a really good combination, especially with a really annoying gadget, which I really like the fact that you have to like knife it or hit it, right? Because before that, there wasn't really an operator that kind of was that annoying, and that like it's not really annoying until you're in a battle and you realize like you can't move. It's kind of like an Alec mine except really really loud. So like I'm pretty sure they brought the proximity alarm and then in that season too. So she added a lot with just the fact that she's got a proximity alarm, except everyone in like a pretty dang far radius is like slowed down a ton. She's just really good. Mira, oh my goodness, Mira, 100% A tier, not quite S tier, but she's up there. She's like right there, close to A tier. Close to S tier. The fact that the enemy can't see on the other side is amazing. She's got the Vector, secondary shotgun. I mean, everybody loves Mira. Like anyone who's ran Mira knows pretty much like how good she is. Also, I have a friend who only runs a Mira and Jackal, and ever since like the first day he got the game and got the bundle, he ran Mira, and he was literally like getting 4Ks with Mira, and he never played the game before. Like Mira, I don't know what it is about her, but like you can always be good with Mira. You can't go wrong. Montaigne, he's strategic and tactical, but he's just annoying. And his shield is pretty easily counterable. I'm not gonna quite put him up here with like Castle and Zero, but I'll put him like close to that, kind of like around here. Like if Amaru, not like that's not what I'm actually doing, but like if this was the closest I could get to up here, then he'd be like here. Like that's why I need more tiers. But he's basically a Clash, except it actually takes some sort of skill to use him, but not a ton. Mozzie, oh my goodness, Mozzie. I'll put up B tier. The fact that he can get intel on the other team, I first thought like, man, that's dumb, but then I realized how funny it is to see like a freaking 410 man with a pistol that's like probably not even a foot. Sorry, like primaries that are like not even a foot long. You got a little pistol that's like really really tiny. Just like the fact that they're making fun, like his shotgun when he used to have is literally called the Super Shorty. They're seeing a little small man driving around an RC car in the middle of a war. It's pretty dang funny, and it gets so much intel, especially for Pro League. And denies drones, which once again in Pro League and ranked and stuff is really good. And his guns are also insane. Mute. I used to be a Mute main. That was probably back in my heyday when I was the best. I was getting like 4Ks and aces left and right with Mute. SMG 11, the not really good, but if you have skill, especially on keyboard and mouse, really good and just really satisfying to use shotgun, kind of like the Fortnite pump. He also got MP5K, which is probably my favorite SMG in the game, and just the fact that he can kind of act as like an electrifier almost. And deny drones. He's kind of like Mozzie plus Bandit, plus like denying fuse and stuff. Like he's pretty dang good. Nook, I'm gonna put her at C tier. I really like Nook. I run Nook a lot. Her gun is really good. I have the legendary for it. She also has Legion shotgun, which once again I really like. She also has the Deagle. I don't even know what other pistol she has, because why would you not run the Deagle? Frags, hard breach. The fact that you got to crouch to not be seen is kind of annoying. I feel like she should be able to at least walk, not like sprint, but at least walk, especially on attack. But yeah, she just needs a little bit of a buff, kind of like Vigil. Like she just needs a little bit of a buff, and she'd be so much better. Nomad, put a B tier. Nomad is an operator that you can always count on for any game mode, whether it's, once again, newcomer to Pro League. Nomad is either really funny to watch people get knocked over with and easy for kills, or really good for just like entry denial. If someone's planting, you just place air jabs everywhere. First of all, you'll know when they're there because it's super duper loud, and it's literally just Oryx. Knocks them over really, really good. Oh, speaking of Oryx, I'm an Oryx main. I'm going to put him at B. Well, dude, you're an Oryx main. Why would you not put him at S? Here's the thing. He's not a good operator. He's a fun operator, especially on tower where you can run around the outskirts and kill people really easily. He's got the T5. His secondaries aren't amazing, but it's fine. They work for him. He's got the T5. He's got the Spaz, which is one of my favorite shotguns. He's just so fun to use, but he doesn't add much to the team besides rotate holes. If you overuse his ability, like most of the time I do, instead of like actually using it to like jump up hatches and stuff, you kind of just use it to bust through walls like Kool-Aid Man. Yeah, no, he's not the most useful to the team because they could just run impacts, but he is really, really fun. Pulse, I'm not a big fan of Pulse. I know he's good because he can like see through walls. Oh, it's not letting me move. There we go. I'll put him at C tier because unless you have a good comms with your teammates, and unless you're like willing to not have much action, just kind of like mark people for your teammates, he's good. He's got actually got wall hacks, except he can't shoot at them. So it's OP if you have a lot of comms and you're just like, oh, he's to your left, up like 40 degrees, something like really tactical, and then your teammate kills him. But like other than that, especially for me who likes to solo queue or just play with friends and meme around, yeah, he's not amazing. Recruit, I don't even want to rank Recruit because he's not actually an operator. I'll just put him here. I know Recruit rushing is funny, but he doesn't have a shield anymore. He does have good guns, but they're automatically picked for you. It's kind of fun to run him, especially if you want like if I want to run MP5K and SMG11. That's what I used to do. Was if I wanted that, but I also wanted like a deployable shield and a C4, for instance, I would run him. So he's good, except I feel like I can't really like he's just kind of there so you can get good with stuff. And then unless you're like actually memeing, you're never really gonna run him. So like he's a crew, right? Like he's a crew. Everyone just knows him as the most godly meme operator in the game, second to Tachanka. But I didn't mean that. But why? I don't really know how to rank him because he's not technically an operator. Sledge is good. I used to be a Sledge main when I first started, when I used to run only shotguns. Now I have black eyes for his AR, and that's really awesome because it allowed me to stop using his shotgun and get good with his AR. He's like the ultimate, not the ultimate soft breacher, that would be Ash, but he's like in close, like up close and personal soft breacher, especially for hatches and vertical play. I mean, if you want to run Buck, you can, but if you want to have better guns and it just like be funny because you can like bonk people on the head, then run Sledge. Rook, I like Rook a lot. I'm gonna put him at B tier because his armor can save your life. Because I think it might make you get injured every time, but I don't know. Especially if you're like a 2 or 3 armor, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure. He's got 2.0 on the MP5K, or not MP5K, normal MP5. He's got exact same loadout as Doc, because he's basically Doc, but instead of giving you health, he gives you armor, so he's kind of the ultimate team support. He's that operator, just like Doc, that as a newcomer, everybody runs, and then as a pro, everybody runs, because newcomer, you want to help out your team and get good with passive abilities, and then pro league, you're spawn picking with them. So, very reliable in many ways, but not ultimately the best. Smonk, I'm going to put Smonk at A tier. I feel like they really went all out with the SAS ops when they first made him. Smoke is literally just entry / plant / literally anywhere denial because it goes through floors. It's not necessarily you're going to get a bunch of kills with his ability, but I mean, if everybody's in sight planting, you might be able to. and they're like watching the plant, just chuck one in there, get a bunch of kills. Or if you don't want them to plant, chuck it at the doorways and just block everybody off. Also, he has I always run the shotgun. He's also got the FMG9, which is Nook's gun, which I like, but I always run the shotgun on him. He's kind of the only operator that I run that on besides Warden. But who runs Warden besides for the meme? And if you're running the meme, you gotta go Lieutenant Custard with the shotgun. But he's got SMG11. He's just a kind of like pro league operator that you see the pros using. Like, man, that's cool. So you run him yourself, and he's more fun than useful. But most of the time, if you're not like me and just playing quick match, the majority of the time, he's pretty dang good. The Chunk, I'm gonna put up B tier. Even after the rework, I feel like he's a lot better now. I feel like they should at least allow his gun to be placed down, his turret, but also have him move around. His turret's really good, but the fire rate is not the most amazing. His ability's also good, except I feel like it goes away too fast. He's a good operator, but he's just never gonna be up with like obviously like Ash and Mira and stuff. Thatcher is amazing, man. I'm gonna put all of the SAS operators in A tier. Sorry, Thatcher is. I feel like a lot balanced now that they made his ability only disable things. When it destroyed things, he would 100% been S tier. But like Thatcher is Sledge, except instead of breaking things down, girls, I can hear you. But instead of breaking things down, he can disable things. It's like bandit batteries. He's kind of like Callie's kind of like a little bit passive for that. He just like literally, I'm gonna chuck this thing into a room and disable everything you got, so we can hard breach and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, unless they're bandit tricking. Thermite, I don't really like Thermite. I love his shotgun, but I think his AR is not the best, and I think the fact that his ability takes so long to deploy and you have to get up next to the wall, it does pay off because it opens like pretty much the entire wall up. But at the same time, I feel like you kind of want a more peak-hole spot, almost like kind of like you can walk like the secondary breach charge is literally Thatcher, or not Thatcher, I'm stupid, Thermite's ability, but better, because Thermite's ability you have to go up to the wall and open everything up. Secondary breach charge, you can have a little dedicated space to shoot from that they can't see your entire team on, that you can also move through. So I just feel like he's not as amazing as people make him out to be. Twitch, her gadget sucks now. Like, unless they've already placed on all the utility. In fact, she only has 2 of her drones, which get destroyed easily. She can't jump, which really hurts her. I used to be so good at recoil control with her gun, and now that I'm not, I started to realize, like, unless you can really control the recoil, especially on keyboard and mouse, people are mostly running her for a gun, because her other 2 guns just run Lion. So, yeah, I feel like she's not extremely useful, but at the same time, if they've already placed everything down, then she's pretty good. Valkyrie, I'll put her at B. I like the Spaz. I like the MPX. Her black eyes are really, really cool because you can hide them in so many places. But they're also very, very passive. Obviously, Intel's like everything in Siege. But I just feel like they could give her a little bit of a buff. I know she's got a C4 and stuff, but maybe like make her shotgun better. Or give her like one more black eye. Just because I feel like, especially the fact you can't throw them outside until prep phase is ended, so people can shoot you while you're trying to chuck it out. And they're not noticeable, but then I feel like I also notice them every time I see them. So Valkyrie's kind of a interesting case. This is where I like her, but like unless it's true pro league ranked, like champions and diamonds and stuff, I just don't see her used a lot. Vigil is C tier for me. This is where I would like between C and B tier, because his ability is a joke, right? Like all they have to do to fix his ability is take away the lines at the bottom of the screen. That's all they gotta do, because then you would have no idea he's there. If you do, then you know that he's roaming near wherever your drone is. If you like even shoot or anything, it goes away, and you know they have a vigil. So if you've got comms, everybody knows they have a vigil. The thing is, his gun is so unbelievably good, and he's got the meme Boss G, and he's got Dokubi secondaries, which SMG 12 is a joke, but the other one's really good. Like, it's really his guns, right? Like, especially Sweats running his guns is insane. So his gun and his secondary, really, really good. His ability is useless, and they need to make it better. Not useless, but just dumb. Well, I'm gonna put in B tier. MB5K is like I said, my favorite set. I'll put him up here because you can do the funny one my dance. S MB5K. MB5K is my favorite SMG in the game probably. He's got the Rhino revolver, which is my favorite gun in real life, as a secondary. And then he also got the AUG, which I don't like, but a lot of people like. He's got, I'm pretty sure, 4, maybe 5 abilities or gadgets. You can do the really funny dance with them, and I feel like they need to make it like twice as fast recharging, and he needs to start out with like 2, because it feels like until it's like a minute left on the clock, you don't have all your things out. So if they're trying to make Jaeger a little bit less useful and try to make Wamai have the spotlight, which is kind of like why I feel like they made Wamai, is to try to do that, and they should at least make like give his gadget more of a use. Warden, D tier. Like, it's very situational. You gotta be able to move, right? If you can't move, you gotta be able to move through the smokes, move through the flashes. His glasses should last longer. His guns are fine. They give him really, really good guns, especially for memeing with them. He also runs really cool with his guns, but they need to give him something else. Like, maybe when he has his glasses on, he might get like a pulse ability for like half a second or something like that. I don't know. Some way to make him better. And you gotta put at C tier. Obviously, you can stick him to the wall like Fuse, which automatically makes me like her. She's got basically Legion shotgun, but not suppressed, which is not good on attack, but it's still there. She's got the LMG AR thing, which is really cool. The only problem is that you could just run an operator with flashbangs. Like, I know if you can deploy them instantly, but unless you have enough time on your hands to actually like get them on a wall, to actually like, save them so they can explode instantly. I don't know. It just feels like they need to make them last longer or something, because you could just run an operator with flashes, and especially since like normal flashes you can just use them to burn utility like ADSs and Wamais and stuff. Hers you don't want to waste, so you have to run the smoke. So I'm pretty sure she has a hard breach, and why would you not run the hard breach? So it's a interesting case with Ying. Zofia, okay. Zofia, A tier. Her guns are insane. Now here's the thing: is it always feels like the AK is better, except her LMG is literally, I'm pretty sure it's 100 shots. She's got, I'm pretty sure same. Actually, I think she might have ACOG on her LMG. It does 4 more damage than her gun, and then her AK, and it only has. I call it an AK. I don't know if it's called an AK, but it looks like one to me. And then it only has a fire rate of 10 less. So it's. I always run the LMG on her, but it always also feels like her other gun ends up getting more kills. I don't know. But then her ability is literally Ash, but on drugs. Like, literally impacts instantly and exploding. And she has the, what's it called? She also has the concussion mines. So it makes for some really interesting play. And everybody likes her pretty much. Oh, I didn't mean to move these dudes up. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, that's my finalized tier list. Probably a lot of unpopular opinions, but that's just me. I can't wait to make some Rainbow Six Siege videos when I actually figure out how to, besides just like making clips and stuff. And that'll be really fun. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you another time.